Tabia joined.
Hello. Okay, hello all. This is Panu Pitkänen from Platform of Trust. I'm the ontology lead. And first of all, apologies for the last week's hassle. I should have known better, even though I couldn't see the invites, the replies. I should have known that this is an interesting topic. But luckily, in the end, it all turned out better for you, because this week we have much better webinar than we would have had last week. So the purpose of the webinar is still the same, but almost everything else has changed. So the idea is to guide you how to deal with ontology issues when you're building these connectors. And originally, I would have shown you how to extend the ontology with the Protege editor and so forth. But now we have created much better process for taking care of your ontology extension needs. So the new process is easier and more familiar for you because it's based on JSON schema. It's also easier and less risky for Platform of Trust because it's more controlled. And it's a great way for us to learn about this extension process to be able to automate it more later on. So I hope you can see the changing slides. Can you?
Yep.
Thanks. So yeah, first couple of words about the ontology team. So our responsibility is harmonizing data of data products and standardizing data formats and delivering metadata definitions to both business and technical people. And there are 3 people in our team. Myself, I'm a product owner or product manager. Then we have Sebastian Mandard, who's the data model architect. And then we have Roman Savran, who's technical architect. And Roman is the one who will show you the actual process and tools. Then a couple of words about the technologies we're using. There are also useful links. So the repository is on GitHub, and we have 2 versions of the ontology at the moment. The production version is in the first address, and the on-the-test version is in a different address. And the language we're using for the ontology is OL by W3C. And then we use JSON LD and JSON schema. And yeah, now I like to give word to Roman. I hope you are here.
Yes, hello. So I will take screen sharing, if you don't mind. So let's take a look at the actual process we will have. So this is the first version of process we will address in this quarter. So how you should approach standardization of data product output. So first is you need to familiarize yourself with data product contexts and schemas available in the ontology already. Then it might happen that connector output you are building already fits to the one of the available data product schemas. In this case, you just need to utilize JSON schema available in the ontology and validate that output of the connector fits that schema. And also you need to use context URL of data product that is provided with the JSON schema. I will show the exact examples at the end of my presentation. So second way is that possibly your connector output is totally different and do not fit provided schemas. So in this case, you need to build a new JSON schema. You can use Ontology JSON schemas as a template and send it back to Slack channel connector engine. So we as Ontology team can review and adapt this JSON schema provided. So after processing of this schema, we will add it to the ontology and provide URLs required to utilize this schema and in the API. So yeah, and the final step, we provide this context URL also. So let's get familiar with the tools that will be needed to execute the process. So first is ontology URL itself. So we have two ontology version, production version and auto-test version. And currently we'll have also separate application that allows to navigate the ontology and see the content that within several weeks to auto-test environment. So you can continue using it at auto-test environment after that. Also, please check JSON schema quick start guide. So I will demo it also. So to familiarize, if you didn't yet work with this JSON schema, it will be very helpful and it will require not too much time to familiarize with it. Also, I recommend using two tools, but it is of course up to you. So one is JSON schema sample-based generation. So you can take actual connector output, for example, paste it here, and it will help to build template of that output and that you can further extend with details. And also there is JSON validation tool that can be used to validate if you follow the schemas provided by ontology team or if you follow the schema that you built your own. And the last tool, of course, is Slack. So we will communicate through Slack. If any questions, my name is Roman Savran, and I'm responsible for technical part. So if you face any issues, please then to contact me. Several important notes before I go to actual presentation is that in your output of connectors, it is required to have context attribute because this is how metadata is delivered with the data. So it should be in all response bodies, and it should be used only once, and in root object, it should be attribute of root object. Please use only agreed data context URLs because these URLs refer to the ontology and are hosted in the ontology. And also, if you use some URL and build connector based on this URL, it should be changed before deploying to production, because for test version we have ontotest standards / ontotest, and for production we have just standards of trust.net. So this needs to be changed during deployment, so it should be one of the parameters not actually included in the code. So then let's go to the actual demos. So I will what JSON schema looks like and how you can build one based on standard. I will go quickly through getting started step-by-step guide and explain how JSON schema look like. So JSON schema is a tool that you can document your JSON output, how it should look like, and what are the requirements, what are the types of the properties used, and also provide annotation to the properties themselves. So this is, for example, root element. So it says that this JSON output is object, so it contains properties. And then you can add properties. For example, product ID, add types. And also you can provide which properties are required and which are not required. So, and this guide will help you to drive through this with extending and providing more information. For example, you can also apply limitation on specific field types. For strings, you can add patterns as regex expressions, and for numbers, you can have some other type of limitations. So, and also you can create structures with ability to reference schema, but it will not be available in this release. So let's now go to Ontology viewer and see which data contexts are available and how you can utilize them. So this is how viewer looks like, and I will explain a little bit. So now we have only three data product contexts, and we will be extending this list with your help. So we have base data product context, and we have JSON schema available for this. So we will now copy this schema and see what we expect the data product output look like. So first of all, is an object, and we have properties list that will be required for this. So we need context URL. So on right, I'm now building the actual sample of the output of the data product. So you need to use of the data context. So is hosted in the ontology. Then we have, I might be missing something here. Okay, so then data. Data is actually what is provided by the connector, and then also signature that signs the data. I think maybe other teams can explain better how you should generate signature, and there should be already guides for signature generation. So let's see what we have here. So we have type. We have type. We have created. So when the signature was created, this is an example. Then we have creator. And actual signature value. So it lacks a little bit of formatting, but I think it's, let me do it, I don't like it. So this is a basic data product, what it should look like. And now we can, for example, see, so you see that it is correctly validated. So let's take a look, for example, at sensor data product. So it is an extension of data product schema. So we can try to see and what we, so it adds definition of the data itself, array, not an object. So I will make it as an array. Let's see what we need here. We need here to specify type. Type is a type of measurement provided. So we have list of supported types now in our ontology, and this list, of course, will be subject to. So this is possible values that you can have now. For example, let's take this measure at temperature Celsius degree. And then we need to provide also output value of this actual measurement. So it can be, for example, 21, and also timestamp when this measurement was taken. Let's take as examples this date. ISO format date. So yeah, and since it is array, of course, you can add several things. So in case your data output fits the schema, you can just let us know which URL you would like to use. And these URLs are located here as context URL. If you feel that you are missing a lot of things or missing some things, you can extend JSON schema and send it to us, and we will define if we extend some exact data product context or we add new one, and we will communicate on that topic. So let me return now a little, make it as a cycle, because I believe it was not very clear at the beginning. So first is the context and schemas already available in the ontology. Then check if some of the schemas satisfies your need or doesn't satisfy. If it satisfies, just provide us URL. If not, please build your own JSON schema, taking one of the schemas as example, and provide to us. And then we will agree edit or extend and the actual data context URL. So I think that's pretty much all. So thank you. And you can use a connector engine channel for questions or for maybe for, I believe this presentation will also be shared by Panu in this channel. If it's about technical part now, please, yeah, this is good time to ask them.
Thank you, Roman. That was very informative. Would be great to have some questions already now, if you have. So, any comments on the presentation? If
was it at all clear, like what we are talking about here, or we have started too in detail maybe, and it requires more like general information. So how do you feel about this?
So everything is perfectly clear, and we can end this webinar. I don't believe it's so, but I guess we're going to get good questions on the Slack channel then later on, if we don't get any discussion here. Yeah,
we will share the presentation, and then we are ready to answer a question. So when you build a connector, we expect this to be built according to the schemas we have in the ontology, so we can utilize the output of connectors and provide value for our customers that they know what the output will look like, and build processing on their side.
Yes. So thank you for joining, and meet you at the Slack channel. Thank you.
Thank you. Bye.